want to tell you, before I lose track of everything, I went to the lake today. I threw away. I didn't throw away no cars, God damn it. I didn't throw away no cars. You see how I am? I'm loose with this whole thing. You know, I still got this yellow Corvette left. I still got a Corvette. I told the last person, I gave him a 4-wheel drive because he was up there on top surveying everything. First I caught him looking at the tree trunk of a tree, and he stopped and he explained. I stopped and he talked to me, and he explained to me how he likes to look at the trunks of the tree, and you know, and I told him, well, you know what, I seen a tree down here, and I was sizing it up myself. I was wondering which way I'd like to make that tree fall, and I want to make it fall downhill, but it looks like it wants to shoot uphill, and I don't want to do that because it's dangerous to lay that tree uphill and have that tree come back down again. So you really want to lay that tree back the opposite way if possible. You know, you may want to make sure where you're going to lay it so you don't break it. I don't fall a lot of trees, but I goddamn know how to fucking fall a tree if I have to fall a big tree. My brothers used to actually cut me out of trees. They'd send me up the tree, and then they'd be down there, pull out an axe and just start hacking it. Hold on, you're going to ride down. I just ride with the tree. Just get older. You know, get older is what trees are cutting. They're important animals. I know what the trees was even as a child. But anyway, I took my nuts with me, you know, but I never ate none, but I wasn't nuts, you know. And let's see, I took some chicken with me. You just take grilled chicken with you. I was the only one that was on the trail with grilled chicken this morning. And nuts. Was I nuts for having fucking grilled chicken or what? And you know what? I dropped off 3 cars. They were kind of heavy to pack 4 fucking cars all the way up, and I didn't want to pack all 4 of them back, but I brought back the most valuable one. It must have been that Super Corvette that I was saving for Kim, you know, the Kimrick Special. This is the Kimrick Special. The other one was the Rick Kim Special. And it was a silver Porsche, and I gave away a silver Porsche just over there at the Chevron station when I made amends with that woman. What's her name? Linda. That's retiring in about a week. And I said, well, we should have a party for Linda. And then I looked up in the camera and I said, shh, nobody tell Linda that we're going to have a party for her down here at Chevron, and everyone's going to come and we're going to roast Linda. Yeah, we're really going to be hard on old Linda getting out the door on this one. Hell, I gave her a Porsche. What the hell? What do you expect from me? God tells me if I want a gold toilet, I can have one too. He says, John, go to Home Depot, get a can of yellow spray paint, and spray that toilet. He says, it's going to be gold. He says, there's your gold toilet. He says, that's what you get. God Almighty's cheap. He's cheap. So if you think you're rich and you can buy your ass into heaven, fuck, I goddamn tell you, you can't do it. If you've got millions of dollars, you should help other people out, and you shouldn't be so fucking bogus. Matter of fact, I seen a thing that said they should abolish millionaires or billionaires. I think they should abolish billionaires because, you know, it's just like a monopoly. You know, yeah, and by the way, you're not supposed to monopolize things. And by the way, how do you monopolize billionaires? Well, it's a selective group, and the rich get richer and the poor get poor. And what the fuck hell they've been doing to you all these years by worshiping the devil. They've been worshiping the devil. Jesus is no more than the devil. And that takes me to my journey this morning. I think I met 3 people today, and like 3 wise men. You know, I go up there and I meet this person. I go up there and I meet that person. I go up there and I meet this person. The person the furthest out was a woman, and she's out there. She's seen me working with my chain and stuff, and she kind of like walks towards me, and she's kind of like fascinated with this. And I tell her I'm eating 50%. I tell her the situation and stuff like this, and she goes, well, good thing that Jesus was there. And I go, what do you mean with this Jesus stuff? I go, Jesus is not the name of the Lord. The Lord's name is Yahshua. And she starts passing off this Jesus as the same thing as Yahshua. And I said, well, can't you can you say Yahshua? She says, well, I can say Yahshua. I said, well, now can you get the whole congregation to say it in the church? And she just zipped and shut up. And I said, well, now if you can't get the whole congregation just to say it, not to say Jesus no more, there you're starting to get the picture of it, because it's not the same name. It's not even spelled the same. How can you say such a thing? You know, I said, I don't have no problem with you saying the Lord's name is Yahshua, but when you go and your congregation can't say that Yahshua is in the Lord, is the real Lord's name, and let's don't say Jesus no more, you can't fucking do it. I got a problem with you, just like that. And, you know, she just like, this was a pretty good answer to her, because, you know, I'm just going to stand firm on it, because I'm not going to bow down to no one. I don't have to bow down to no one, and how dare would anybody in this whole fucking world? You can have your goddamn opinions, but I tell you the fucking truth, and you can't take it. Well, they have to take it because I just smile and tell them the truth and say, is that not the same thing? She goes, well, that is the Arabic name. Well, that's the same thing that the guy said the other day when he caught me with my chain. He says, hey, you're here with your chain again. And I talked to the guy. He says, I can only come up here and do this once a week. He says, this is the second time I've caught you with this chain. You know? And we talked about things, and he says, yeah, Joshua is the Arabic name. And I said, well, isn't that good enough for everyone? And just like this lady, I said, isn't that just good enough for this one? She goes, well, it's a translation of, and I said, now you're making excuses how to change the name. I said, can't you just say Yahshua, and this is good enough for everyone, including, you know, everyone? Oh, and by the way, you know, here God's working on me, and I go up here, and I go out on these here adventures and stuff, and I'm getting inspirations and stuff, and I get it from the Holy Father. And, you know, when I'm going along, I this lady right here, she's the lady, the housekeeper and stuff. She's really an attractive woman. She has a married man. Or no, she has another person I don't know who's married. She's nice. And anyway, she catches my eye when she walks by. Now, saying that, she's walking kind of towards me, and I get, you know, a little like this. So anyway, now, straight thought back where I was. Yahshua is the name of the Lord, and just face it, it's the truth. You know, you just don't want to go and say, well, it's this or that and that. And when, you know, you come before the Holy Father, you know, you come before Yahshua himself, and you see my face standing there in front of you, say, I told you so. Hey. Yeah, you want to pull my finger now and say, now I'm gonna. You know what George would do? George would say, pull my finger, and he'd fart. He's a real stinker. George was a real fucking stinker. Hey, 13 letters for the Zodiac Killer, George L. Wright. Oh, by the way, they're housing him in Morton, Washington. D.B. Cooper. Look, my picture's right here. There's my face. Here I am. I mean, I'm not D.B. Cooper. Somebody says, so you're D.B. Cooper? No, I said, no, I'm his son. And I didn't know. And I didn't know. And I didn't do it. And, you know, I get to go out and compliment people every day, you know, coming up and saying, I said, you changed my life today by just being here. I don't even tell them who I am. I'm nothing. And I just give them a compliment and walk by and shine them on. You know, they'll get to know who the hell I am sooner or later. Some people I tell, and some people I don't. You know, people that are interested in stuff, and you know, they see the chain and they say something to me, and I say, well, I just work out harder than them. I said, you just never know when you might have to TKO someone, and you just don't know when you might have to TKO someone. In my line of business, you know, hell, I got all these weird people coming around me doing stuff, panhandling. You know, they see me as a nice person, and Jesus Christ, they want to fucking panhandle from me. Don't feed the fucking bears. I told the neighbor that too. Don't feed the bears. Don't fucking. This girl, she comes around here panhandling. You know, it's sad she sleeps out here in the parking lot, and I think she does it just to get every girl wants a little attention. But the girl doesn't have no fucking teeth. She never took care of her fucking self. And you know, she thinks I don't know. Here, you know what? If you don't take care of yourself, what the fuck do you expect? What the fuck do you expect? I mean, you know, you can go around blaming everybody else for you being fucking homeless. But fuck, you go get a job fucking cleaning up things, taking people's garbage out, you fucking start somewhere washing people's fucking windows. You know, hey, I'm a housekeeper, and fucking don't steal from the people because you'll get fucking fired. But go goddamn get to work. And by the way, if I could fucking get to work and fucking do things without not really working, why in the fuck can't you? You know? And by the way, I was told yesterday, you know, like I'm a fucking celebrity. You know, I guess I gotten some fucking status of some kind with the Holy Father. But for this homeless person to call me a fucking celebrity like I have, like I should give to her, fuck that, and fuck everybody like that. I mean it. You know, it's like the neighbor over here. He takes care of his wife. He takes care of what's his. And that's good. And he guards it diligently. And I don't blame him. But I told him, I said, this sort of girl is coming around my door and stuff like this. I'm not going to give her $1 because if I give her $1, she'll come back for more dollars. If you feed the bears, they'll fucking just stay there and fucking will not fucking move. And it's just like these Republican fucking bitches. If you bitch, moan, and complain down here at these fair parks and stuff, they're allowed to fucking stay down here and break the law in my fucking eyes. Because they don't even pick up their fucking garbage. You're a fucking homeless person and you have an RV or something and you park your car places and stuff. Where you go, you clean up. You clean up the areas that you in and you leave it better than you came. And that's the way you're supposed to do in this here world. And the Holy Father would really appreciate it if people fucking took that stance. You clean up after yourself and you stop leaning on other people. It's not their fucking fault that you're acting to be disadvantaged because, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. That's bullshit. You believe in a fucking cult that does nothing but fucking mooch. And my sister Bonnie called me a fucking mooch. Bonnie, you're a fucking leech. Oh, did you call me a mooch or a leech, Bonnie? I think you called me a leech. I fucking hate people so goddamn bad. You know what? And I must tell you, I'm on that trail today going up there, and you know, God tells me things of consequences. You know, if I do things that can cause people's fucking lives to become fucking short and death and die. I mean, every action has an opposite reaction with me. If I go bloody my fucking knuckles and stuff, Eve fucking feels it. They feel pain, and both of them are with the team. So if I fucking hurt you, and if I hurt the team, Satan's gonna be fucking wild. And by the way, Eve will fucking rip your fucking face apart. And Susan Donahoe threatened me of this very thing. I'm gonna have my face ripped apart. I'm gonna send you back to hell where you came from. Well, I guess I did come from hell if I'm Adam. I guess she did tell me part of the equation. Now, I will tell you, you will keep that Susan Jane Donahoe away from me, or Susan Jane Donahoe will fucking listen to this goddamn message and heed this fucking warning. You know, I see her motorhome coming from fucking over there by Steamboat Landing. It's a public place, but if you turn it into a fucking dump in a cesspool, I'm not going to be happy. Satan and Eve's not going to be happy. And that is where the Holy Father and Satan and Eve brought me personally to meet Eve to do this fucking switch and exchange. And I'll tell you what, every fucking law enforcement officer in Washougal, Washington, I have nothing against you, I'm just telling you the truth. Every Camas cop over there in Camas, I'm telling you the truth too. I have nothing against you. Law enforcement from Camas was inside that house at 10077th Street, and you fucking can't even face me to confirm it or deny it, but I know that it's fucking true. And so does the Holy Father, so does Satan, and so does Eve. You should start worshiping Yahshua, because Yahshua is the true name of the Lord. And like I said, there's another man I met on the way up there, and I stopped and talked to him. He's like, he looked like he was assessing. He was walking up the trail like this here. I mean, maybe he heard that I was there. You know, I was thinking maybe these are three people actually knew I was there, and they came up there to ask me and question me. And that was kind of fun, because after I said, oh, now the assessor, as I'm coming down the trail. You know, I have these conversations with people up and down the trail. I said, now I get the assessor. So the assessor's there, and he's, you know, we're talking and stuff, and, you know, we start talking about God and everything, and we start talking about Joshua and everything. He smiles, you know, he's all right. And I gave him a car. I gave him a car, too. I said, can I give you a car? And he says, yeah, I'll take the car. I gave him a car, and, you know, when he had his hand, beads in his hand, and, you know, like, he was a religious guy. It didn't give me shivers. But isn't that nice? Hey, I see that housekeeper, you know, she's kind of nice. I like the Spanish women. They make my blood boil. You know what I want to say to them? Arriba la raza! Isn't that nice? And I'm giving her she's looking good as she goes across the way. I'm giving her against the day. So anyway, hey, you know, be cool and no one will get fucking hurt is what I say. And if you go Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup, you're going to be a whole lot better off, a lot fucking faster. It's better than sooner than later, the way I look at it. Hey, am I telling you something that isn't true? And that's what I tell these people. Now, am I telling you something that isn't true? And they say, well, everything you say is being true. Now, is everything that I'm saying being true? Now, I ask you the same question. I mean, fuck, try to correct me if possible, but Yahshua is the name of the Lord. I am telling you the truth. I did go up there and I took my chain up there. I go up there and work like a dog. The next thing I'm going to do is I moved up another set of weights, you know, 4 pounds up, 4 pounds up, 4 pounds up, just keep on going. And Jesus is good, and I always say the evidence too, because I had a green weight before, and now I've got this blue weight. That means that we have, and it's bigger in size too, so if I keep doing this, my muscles will get bigger in size. Well, maybe this one will get bigger in size too, you know? Hey, we could always hope. Yeah, it goes from this size to this size. You just keep pumping those muscles, man, and you make it big for your old lady. And if you don't have an old lady, you've got pumping those fucking muscles and stuff, and pretty soon you will be getting an old lady. I have women falling over me up and down that trail up thing. I say, please don't hurt yourself over me when they fall. I mean, they meet me with the chain. And I mean, these women are hot, and I floor them and stuff. I guess I'm really getting in shape. I goddamn know I am. And it's fun. It's real fun. And you know what? I love you guys. God loves you too. You can get in shape. I don't care what your size is. I was fucking heavy, man. Up there at my sister's place, I had a belt that was 56 inches. I mean, that thing, it was as long as I am tall, I think. I mean, that belt was long. I mean, and then I got so fat I couldn't even snap the son of a bitch. I knew there was fucking problems. And you know what? I could probably use a fucking tongue attack after everything I've gone through. But I'm so fucking, I just won't goddamn do it. I'll live with the fucking scars, and I'll live with the scar I have here, and I'll live with the scars on my feet and stuff. It's fucking truth, guys. I'm telling you the goddamn truth. Hey, it's $20. It's 20 minutes. Like $20 bills, like the $20 the 20 they have at the bowling alley. Why? They ripped off $20 bills. Hey, My name's D.B. Cooper. I'm D.B. Cooper's real son. My dad's George L. Wright. I'm John T. Wright. I found out that I'm Adam from Adam and Eve. And the Lord comes back in 4024 on 10/17/24. I've got a Bible. It's over my motorhome. And the document has a date and stuff on it. I've told you guys to look at my videos. If you knew better, you do better. I'm going to go work out for 2 more hours before I go pick up my mail. Hopefully my lottery system's here that I'm going to modify. And then I got to take it up to one of the places like Eco's or whatever, Home Depot, whatever, to print it and bigger, enlarge it, and I think I'll be able to snap it out there, and I'm going to hope to hit a lottery. 5 numbers is $1,000. Now, if I get 4 or 5 winners and all down that combination of 1,000, that's cool. I've done my job. Now, if I get all 6, I get a new bowling alley. Sure. And I'll probably purchase the ROM in here for the fun of it. And let these people just keep running it and have their job and stuff like that. Take all the pressure off of them. Have it all remodeled. And I'll have a room here all the time. And you know what? I come and go as I please. And I'll talk to you later. And when I feel even greater. Because when I work out, I feel great. When I go out, I feel better. I don't like to be conditioned down into an area, so I like having an RV so I can just get the fuck out of town when I need to. And God Almighty enjoys it. And He lives through me right now. This is what I'm experiencing. You have a great and wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.